Welcome to Treon's Realm. Today I wanted to talk about two of my favorite games in the Legend of Zelda series. Specifically, Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors. Now, one of the things that I really love about this series, or these two games in particular, is their usage of the Amiibo. Okay? The problem is, when it comes right down to it, trying to get all of the Amiibo to be able to unlock all the extras that you want to within these games, specifically Breath of the Wild, is a bit cost prohibitive. I mean, individual Amiibo figures, if you're trying to fill out your entire collection, God, you're talking, what, 20 some odd characters, and you're talking anywhere from $12 to $16 a pop, I believe. Could be more if you're actually going onto the collector's market. Nintendo doesn't exactly make them easy to get a hold of. So I decided to start researching other options. What it is that I could find that would allow me to unlock everything I want to unlock, but not break the bank doing so. Now, unfortunately, Nintendo themselves doesn't offer a good, inexpensive option. They want you to go out and buy all these little buggers. Now, I bought some of them because I'm a collector. Specifically, I got them around the time that I got Twilight Princess HD. And then, obviously, I really like the Zelda one for Breath of the Wild, so I wanted to add her to my collection. And as much as I'd like to get the others, like the Guardians and like the Toon characters, I don't have the money, and it's come and go on whether or not you can find them. So instead of collecting all of the Amiibo, I decided to go online and see if there was another option that might be a little bit more less costly, that would allow me to unlock everything that I want to unlock on these. Because of their unofficial nature, I'm not going to be specifically targeting where you can get these, but a little bit of searching online, you can find 100 different variations of these. Now, the ones that I held off on specifically, I wanted because what I saw of them, they had the best quality overall. And I got these, just to show you. These are a set of Amiibo cards. Now, this is the entire set of Amiibo in card form. Now, quality wise, I really like these because, okay, for example, this is just a regular card, okay, and this is Nintendo's specific Amiibo cards, which they're just cardboard cards, and you can kind of see the rise on the back here where the Amiibo chip is. Okay, the NFC chip. So, what I wanted to do was find something that was a little bit better quality than this, and what I found were these. Now, these are actually built out of a PVC plastic. Real sturdy, actual good print quality. Got a nice sheen to them. And the chip is, of course, hidden right here under the back. Okay? Now, as you can see, size-wise, these are actually smaller than a standard card. They actually are the size, roughly, of a business card. A little bit shorter, but they are the same size as a business card. So, right out the gate, they give you Ganon, they give you Zelda. I don't have Sheik. They give you the Twilight Princess, or actually, this is the Smash Brothers Link, Toon Link, and gives you the Twilight Princess Wolf Link Amiibo. Now, the nice thing about the Wolf Link Amiibo, with this one, you had to actually play through Twilight Princess HD, If you go with it raw, you get 3 hearts, but you have to go through collecting all the hearts and then going through the entire dungeon, the special hidden dungeon, in order to get a full 20 hearts in there, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Nice thing about this card is that this one gives you a full 20 heart Link ready to go. You scan it in and boom, there you go. As you can see, it specifically is branded with the Twilight Princess HD. These are all branded with the Smash Brothers. And this also gives you the Breath of the Wild Zelda. And as you can see, it's specifically branded to Breath of the Wild. You also get the Bokoblin, the Guardian, Horseback Link, Archery Link. Now you get into some of the 30th anniversary ones. And as I said, all of these are specifically set up with the Breath of the Wild backing. Now we've got the 30th anniversary cards, which gives you a cute little 8-bit Link. We got the Ocarina of Time Link, the one specifically with him having the flute. That's the thing, they made like 3 different variations of this one, specifically 2 of this one. Now, instead of just having this card in a different pose for the Twilight Princess Link, what they did was they actually gave the cover art to the Twilight Princess HD, which was kind of cool. I think it would have been more keeping to keep the picture, but I get why they went that. Now, the thing that's confusing is that this card will do the same as this, so you will be able to get 2 Eponas if you scan in these 2 separate cards. But for some odd reason, they put a different, not even Amiibo build of Zelda or Twilight Princess Zelda on the back. Not sure why they decided to do that. As for the rest of the 30th anniversary, this is the Majora's Mask Link, and instead of showing them small, they decided to go with the Fierce Deity, because this is the actual armor set and sword that you can unlock, which I thought was cool. They decided to go that route instead of the version of young Link holding the mask. We got now the 2 different versions of the Wind Waker Toon Link, which I was kind of surprised they decided to do 2 different ones, but that's cool. You got Toon Zelda. You got the Skyward Sword Link, so that'll give you all the Skyward Sword armor. You got Mipha. Now, you get Mipha, you get Urbosa. Get a little bit better shot of Urbosa. Darunia, and Rivali. Sorry, I have trouble remembering names, because the odd thing is about these particular ones, and I'm assuming it was because they were later in the build cycle, like they already had these set up and they weren't going to change them, is that they used the Wind Waker background, okay, and the 30th anniversary logo, so as a result they kept the Zelda Wind Waker titling at the top. So their names aren't on there, and I'm having to do them from memory. So Rivalia, Mipha, Urbosa, and Daruk. That's right, that's Daruk. Sorry, guys. Now, this is a nice build. This is the direction I would suggest going if you're more worried about the functionality of the cards over the actual figures themselves. Now, I do plan on, if I can, getting the figures for specific characters. Like, I wouldn't mind having Urbosa, I wouldn't mind having Mipha, but I'm not going to break the bank trying to do this. Now, the thing that is nice is that this entire set I got for less than the cost of one of the Guardians. Okay, if I remember correctly, these are running somewhere in the 16 to 17 range, if I remember correctly, and that's about what I got these cards for. Another nice bonus that they gave is that when getting the set, they gave me a little folio to actually keep the cards in. And it's double-sided. Which is nice, because that way you can keep your little branded collection with a little leather wallet with you, ready to go. Gives you the entire set, all, I believe it's 22 of the Amiibo that you need. Now, I know what you're going to ask. Well, they read the chip, but do they record to the chip? And I did run these on my Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. I have not gotten the one for the Switch yet, but the one for the Wii U. And the Smash-specific ones, such as Zelda, you scan it in, take it off, it'll let you do all your little changes and everything, and then you can scan it and it will save it on there. It does actually record it. So these work exactly the same as these. They're just smaller, cheaper, and easier to get a hold of. Now here's Breath of the Wild. As you can see, I'm in the process of the master mode right now. And yes, before anyone asks, this is a Wii U stand, and they happen to work perfectly for the Nintendo Switch for display purposes. Gotta love those sped up load times since the last patch, which is very nice. Okay. Already got the Amiibo set up. So, okay. Let's give Zelda a try. Got a ruby. Now, I'm not going to sit here and go through each one and say whether or not they specifically have everything, but I can say that I have tested a bunch of these, and specific ones, because you know it's random each day, specific ones such as, let's see, I've started to get his gear that started to show up, so that is legit, the Toon Link version, or the 8-bit Link version. I have gotten some of the Toon Link equipment to show up, and some of the Ocarina of Time equipment has started to show up as well. But, as you know, it's completely random. You can go 20, 30, 40 days in a row and get none of the stuff that you're looking for, and you have to do the save span to actually get that shit to show up. But, fair enough, I can say that it works. If I feel the need, I may do a follow-up video that will specifically lay out, like, oh yeah, I've managed to get 100% of the items and they all came from here. But for doing your once per day scanning, these things work great. You get yourself a ton of great gear, and you're getting the stuff that is specifically associated. And you're getting the stuff that's specifically associated with it. There you go. That was a Guardian, and I got a Guardian gear. And my inventory's full right now. But, as you can see, it works. These are a great investment. If you're looking for something that's gonna, is gonna hold up, does what it's supposed to do, is a hell of a lot cheaper than buying all of these. Do some shopping around online. Now, you can buy them in a set. That's how you can get them the cheapest. Now, you will see some. I will try and throw some up on here as well, where there's alternative art that's been made, specifically art that is kind of fan-made. The names aren't on the card, and I'm assuming that a lot of people are beginning to do that for legal purposes, in case Nintendo decides to come after them. I don't see that as being an issue with these. Nintendo so far has not shown any initiative to go after anyone. I don't think they have much of a need to, because they sell out of these things pretty consistently, so it's not like they're not making money off of their own. And while I'm not particularly a huge fan of piracy, I understand the need for it in this case. And, you know, they've locked stuff for this game behind these behind these figures, armors, weapons. So a person who's trying to 100%, which I 100% of the main game, a person who's trying to 100% it again, such as myself, which I'm going to be doing with the Master Quest, this is a godsend. Okay, these are great. They allow me to unlock all the shit that I want to unlock, and it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg to do so. I do recommend for anyone in the market for these to go for it. Now, as I said, there's these. I will throw up some that have some alternate art. I specifically went for these because they had the official art on them, and I thought they looked gorgeous. I mean, my wife and my son both thought that these were legit before I told them that they weren't. They thought this was something that Nintendo themselves put out, and I just ordered it. If Nintendo does see this video, I'm going to tell you right now, I think you guys should do this. I think you guys should make these, sell them. As I said, I got mine a bit cheaper, but sell them $30-40 for a set or something along those lines, or sell them individual cards for $4 or $5 a pop. I think you'd have an audience for that. People who don't have the space or don't want to bother collecting these things, but they want to have the functionality of these. This is that perfect middle ground. Why you decide to do it specifically with Animal Crossing, but then you didn't bother with anything else really? I mean, this was one of the only other ones that you did it for. And that was specifically with the Pokken tournament back on the Wii U. I don't know why you didn't continue with this. Now, that being said, you can get these, as I said, do some shopping. You're looking roughly in the 20 to 30 range to get a full set. Some people might have even gone up to into the 40 range. Still a good deal. And if you do some shopping and you only want specific, like you're like, well, I've already got half the characters. I've got 10 Zelda Amiibo, and I specifically only want these characters. There are options, if you do some shopping around, to buy individual cards. So if you're like, oh, well, I just want Urbosa and Mipha, I want all the Guardians, and I don't want to have to break the bank trying to get them, you can buy just these cards individually, which is a nice feature. Good option for someone looking to save some money. As I said, I think these are a good value. I don't lean towards piracy, but I do think that these are something that Zelda fans like myself will definitely appreciate.